What is up, guys? It's your boy Smalls with Thoughts from the Bench, back on the Vault Weekly Show. Takes a look back at some of the best and worst jerseys of all time. With me, as always, is the incomparable Benny Buckets. How is it going, bro?
Hello. I'm great, man. How are you?
Another week, man. Glad to be back at it. I feel like hopefully people appreciated what we did last week. It was definitely a little different than what we normally do, but I had tons of fun. I feel like there was tons of stuff to talk about from the 90s NFL that, like, dude, the Packerinos all the time.
Dude, the Packer, I swear to God, like, because I was watching that live. I want everybody to know that, like, I did not see that prior to. Smalls did not send that to me. I was watching that as it happened, and I've never seen that in my entire life, and that was one of the funniest damn things I may have ever seen.
There was a lot to go off of too, because the 90s were ridiculous without just the commercials alone. Like, 90s NFL was hilarious. But yeah, new week. We decided to kind of keep it loose this week. Before, we're not going to get into the topic quite yet, but keep it loose this week. I'm going to be out next week on vacation, so I'm going to take a little time off. So we won't kind of
well deserved.
Hey,
well deserved.
Appreciate it. Before we get started though, Benny, what are you drinking?
So I made something a little different. I took it back to some college days for you guys, and I have vodka and Sprite in here. So that's a nice little mixture. I'm just trying to, get in touch with my Russian side a little bit. What about you, Small?
So, Cinco de Mayo today. I have some cervezas. Got some.
Damn, I didn't even think, dude.
Tecate cervezas in honor of Floyd Money Mayweather, and I got some limes on the side too.
Look at you, presentation and all. That's gorgeous. That is gorgeous.
I'm here for it, bro. I'm here for it.
Muy bien.
But yeah, man, I'm excited to get into it. Well, I think we have some good stuff coming up as well. Tons of sports going on right now. NHL playoffs going on. MLB got started up. Obviously, NFL draft just happened. NBA, like, we're in the thick of sports right now. And I kind of want to just brag about this. I picked the Derby winner this weekend.
Did you?
Things are on the up and up for your boy Smalls here.
Please tell me you put some money on it.
So I won. I picked the Derby winner, and I won. I think payout was about $350. So not bad.
Holy shit!
But
Smalls, good stuff, buddy.
But so I was like, okay, this is house money, and me and a few buddies hit the casino that night, and I lost pretty much all of it. But I was
But hey, what are you gonna do?
I picked the fucking Derby winner. So, like,
and to me, when you're riding that high, you might as well at least try to keep it going.
Yeah, that dealer was kicking my ass on the blackjack table. So, but Benny, before we get into this week's topic, I want to talk about our sponsor here.
Absolutely. As always, this week's topic is brought to you by Marshall Fitness. Marshall Fitness is your online personal training resource that offers personalized workouts based on equipment, goals, and personal preference, and personalized nutrition goals that are set up using the MyFitnessPal app. Anybody can download it on their phone, and you will always get weekly support on any questions you might have. Marshall Fitness, as you all know, is run by a friend of the show, Will Marshall. He's been our sponsor from the get-go. Very good guy, very hardworking. You can check him out and see that he follows his own plans. He's willing to work with you on any different type of fitness plan that you want to achieve your goals specifically, while making sure that it also fits into your everyday schedule. We've known Will for quite some time now. He makes everything super easy for even stooges like me to understand. Please go support Marshall Fitness and the show by visiting his page on Facebook. And the best time to start is now, you fat bitches.
Love it. All right, so Benny, this week we're gonna do something a little different. But if you watch the show, I think you're gonna understand why we're doing it. So we're doing jerseys that's so bad that they're actually good. And so me and little backstory too, a little behind the scenes. We've already done this, but it was in a pilot. It was at the beginning. We were kind of working the kinks out. Believe it or not, this was the very first vault that we recorded. I look back.
Yep.
And the footage is basically lost. The only thing I have right now is just the Zoom recording with the screen share and Benny's face like up there in the corner. So we've come a long way from that. We actually have somewhat of a real show put together, kind of.
Hey, due to Small's hard efforts and me showing up and talking, hey, congrats, Smalls. We got a real show now.
Kind of real show.
Hey, cheers to the vault here, pal. Cheers to the vault. We got a real show.
But yeah, so this topic really, this was why I started writing the blog. Like, shit like this is what makes the vault so weird and cool, at least to me. Because, like, some of these are fucking horrendous, but you have to love some of these.
Like, you know the term lovable losers. That's kind of what these are. These are the lovable losers of sports uniforms. And we've got a very mixed bag, too, with our picks here. That I love. And this is also something that, like, you and I bring up in episodes. Like, this is a topic that comes up quite frequently. Not just from the pilot, but, like, in other episodes, you know, we're like, dude, is it that bad though? Like, it kind of goes hard, even though it's horrible. So this is something that, like, I feel like always ends up coming up in our conversation, and now we just made an episode to officially be shown about it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it just goes to show that you know, we've come a long way, because we're actually doing a real episode on it that people will actually see. And
that's progress, Deke. That's
exactly,
progress.
Exactly. And this is just the encapsulation of what the vault is. Like, this, if I were to point to any episodes of the vault for, like, any new viewers of the show, I would say probably this topic and minor league baseball. And then that,
yeah,
like, that's the shit that gets us going. So without further ado, Benny, we're going to get started with your first one. What do you got?
All right. So these are the Maryland Terrapin. I don't know why I'm laughing so much while talking about them. These are the Maryland Terrapin home state edition jerseys, right? So if you know anything about Maryland and their flag, it's chaotic. There's a bunch of different shit going on in the Maryland flag. The Maryland Terrapins decided to fuck up their uniforms and just throw the flag together, but not even like in one solid area, just all over, like from the helmet to the shoulder pads. And part of me is like, dude, you went way too far. These look just out of place, but I kind of dig them. Like, I kind of dig it, and I think because it's something that you don't see, especially colleges, a lot of places or teams incorporating their state flag. And I think that they tried to do that to make it a state personalized thing is pretty cool, considering they are the University of Maryland. And something about that helmet, like, I hate it, but I would wear it. And I don't know what it is, man. This is one that I can't even really explain in depth, but I like them even though I hate them.
These are dog shit. These are fucking dog shit, dude. It's probably because I'm biased because I'm a Penn State guy and we play Maryland every year, but dude, fuck these. These are so bad. This is just the governor of Maryland puking on, like, an Under Armour jersey. Like, this is fucking horrendous. I don't know where the University of Maryland gets off thinking that they can just pull this off. And they wear this shit all the time. This isn't just like a one-time thing. They do this shit all the time, and they seem to just get away with it. Fuck these things.
Okay,
Sorry.
Hey Smalls, tell me how you really feel, okay?
But it fits a theme. You know, I do feel like people like these. I don't know why, but people like these.
Hey, also, let the record show that Smalls works in Maryland.
Virginia, big difference.
Wait, do you live in Maryland and work in Virginia, or do you live in Virginia and work in Maryland?
I live in Virginia, work in Virginia.
What the? Okay. All right.
It's like you're not even my co-host. What the
Well, you said DC. That's not in Virginia.
It is. I mean, no, DC is like its own thing. It's not in Maryland.
It is in Maryland.
It's not in Maryland. DC is like its
DC
own state.
But it would be its own state then. It resides in Maryland.
That's literally the point of DC, though. Like, it's not either one.
It is. It's more Maryland than Virginia.
Get the fuck out of here. All right. Well, I guess Penny just didn't graduate from 8th grade geography, so.
I'm gonna get our research department on that.
All right. These are fine. It fits the topic. I'll leave it at that. I have my feelings on these, but I understand why you picked them. So.
All right.
All right. So we're gonna go to my first one. All right. I get that. So I've talked about these before. These are they wore them for more than a year, but 1994 Iowa Hawkeyes home jersey. This is basically just a cross between Edward Scissorhands and Donkey Kong. Like, these bananas are just outrageous on the sleeves. Yeah, they're supposed to look like wings, but like, I don't know. They just look like big yellow canoes. But this is just so 90s Big Ten football. It reminds me of growing up watching Big Ten football because they're just so horrendous. This is just like a nostalgic pick for me. Plus, I don't even know what brand these jerseys are. I have no idea what this are.
They've got to be Russell, I think.
No, dude, it's like they got the little triangle. You know, what's that soccer brand? The Lecoq Sportif.
I have no idea about Lecoq. I have no idea.
No, dude, these are just bad, but they're so recognizable that like Iowa kind of poked fun at it by bringing it back in 2018. They were yellow, but they kind of brought it back with like the wings because they knew that these were atrocious. Like
everybody's got to. Hey, throwback to Bart 2 weeks ago. Are those Hawkeye wings? Or Hawkeye feathers? Since we said those Hawkeye feathers. Yeah, man. I mean, these are ones that should be put away and never dug back up for sure. I mean, but it's like honestly, this is like a perfect fit because even like the white instead of the yellow logo on the chest, right, is bigger than it looks like it should be.
Yeah.
And it's like off, and then Hawkeyes is like off center. And then, like you said, the canoes, bananas, whatever the hell you want to call them up there. Like, it's so dumb that you're like, you know what? Props for being fucking creative, dude. Because, like, whoever thought of this needs to have their brain examined. Like, this is, like, I want to know where the wires cross to make this happen.
Well, and what's wild, because Wisconsin had a very similar look to them in the 90s, so they had, like, the big W on the shoulder pad. We might have talked about those before too, but like
we did, yeah.
What's wild is that both Iowa and Wisconsin went away from like the traditional look in the 90s, and now they both have just the most traditional looking uniforms, like in the Big Ten. Like they're just very cut and dry now, which is probably because they look back at these.
Yeah, they were like, hey, you know what? Let's bring it down a notch.
But yeah, man, the 90s, that was the shoulder pad era in football. You always just slap something crazy on the shoulder pad for whatever reason. I love these. I'd fucking wear this. Like, these are just great. Like, this is just 90s football, bro. Like, this is
if I ever
football.
show up to a party or a gathering and you walk in wearing one of these, I will literally defecate in my pants. And then I will take off the pants and put them in a shadow box to commemorate the day that you walked in wearing this.
Oh, fuck. These are awesome. I wrote about these in one of my first blogs. Like, when I started writing at Thoughts from the Bench.
Yep.
These were one of the first ones that I started writing about. So Anyway, let's go to your second pick. This is sick. I love these. I love these so much.
So I am a huge fan of these early 2000s Phoenix Coyotes home jerseys. They wore these for quite some time and got so much ridicule for them that they ended up switching to the logo where it was just the coyote head. Whereas I think that these are badass. It plays in to the culture of the area. In Phoenix, in Arizona, near Mesa and places like that, they have the Aztec vibe to it in not only the logo, but then the sleeves as well. In the structure of the logo, I really like in just how the logo itself, I feel like, is iconic. They brought them back in the reverse retros this year and made them like a purple jersey that are even sicker than this. But this is one that I think, like, when you first look at it, and you especially look at that era of the NHL, that's when people started turning from the 90s era into a more constructed look. Whereas Phoenix still was like, hey, you know what, we're going to make it even more 90s-esque. And I think it was something that it was so out of place but so bold that it was like, you know what, they're bad, but they're badass. So I really dig these.
Yeah, these are amazing. I love these. Like, the trim, it just looks so Arizona, you know?
Yeah,
and,
exactly. It fits the area.
And like, I'm so glad that they brought these back, because I mean, this was so, like, it was so recognizable. Because you see this, like, you know exactly what team it was, and it was all, like you said, it was kind of like a throwback look in the early 2000s, even though it was like their new look. It was weird, but like it worked. Like, and I know why people don't like these, but like, these are sick. I love these. Like, these are so good looking.
These are one of my favorite hockey jerseys, period, of all time. So, I might be getting a reverse retro Phil Kessel one of these.
Yes.
I might potentially get one. I've been thinking about it. Which, by the way, I ordered.
Phil, come on the show.
Phil, yeah, bring it on, Phil. We shouted you out before. We're dying to have you on, buddy. We would love an American hero on this show. But dude, that Steve Smith Hawks jersey that I ordered a couple weeks ago still hasn't come, and I'm filing a lawsuit.
I get it. I just picked up a little sidetrack. Picked up a little Mike
Which
Vancouver Grizzly action.
Love that little number. That's good. That's good stuff, man.
No, but these are sick. I mean, these might be, like, for me, like, top 5 NHL jerseys ever in my book. And I get it. Like, I know why people say that these are ugly. I understand it. Like, they do look kind of ridiculous, but it's almost like 90s NBA. Like, it fucking works. Like, it just
like, I respect your opinion, but I disagree.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. All right. So let's go to my second pick.
Oh.
These are awesome. These are just awesome. I've said this before, Ben, and I think you might remember these. You might remember me saying this. This just reminds me of the fuzz or the static on a VHS tape. Like, that's exactly what it makes me think of. There's no other brand, dude, that's more 90s, like, than Sharp Electronics. Like, you just think of the little, like, the boom boxes, or like the pocket calculators, or like, this is just so 90s. And dude, that old Adidas logo is just, it always slaps, no matter what it's on. It's just awesome. But this is just, again, you might see kind of a theme with mine. Like, these are just 90s. Like, this just calls back to the 90s. Like, it makes you think of the era. Like, and 90s soccer was like, it was like a culture thing, you know? Like, it really was. Like, it was, this was just what people were wearing in everyday life, not even just in sports.
And soccer is one of the lone sports that it's big everywhere. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, you know, we focus on, obviously, American pro sports, whereas soccer is a big sport in almost every country. So they all try and incorporate, you know, different eras and different cultures depending on the area or just depending on the time period. And definitely with Man U being such a powerhouse of a franchise when it comes to soccer, especially in the EPL, like, seeing them do something like this is like, Dude, that's kind of wild, but almost because you're Man U, like, I like it. You know?
Yeah, it's a culture thing. It's unapologetically 90s. Like, it was vibrant, it was in your face, and that was the point. And like, you can see some of that starting to come back a little bit in sports. But like, this was just cool. Plus, I mean, dude, Ryan Giggs was one of my favorite players growing up. Like, fucking love Ryan.
He was a dog. Yeah,
Dude,
he was awesome.
But yeah, had to shout out Man U in this. Like, yeah, just the VHS static. That's all it was. All right, get to your third and final pick, Benny. What do you got?
This is arguably the most controversial jersey of all time. This is a true love or hate jersey. I know a lot of people who think that these are just absolutely dog shit, and then I know people who think that this is their favorite jersey of all time. It doesn't make sense. The weird shock barbed wire shit just on like 2 or 3 stripes down the jersey doesn't make sense. The giant Raptor logo is kind of cheesy, but if you know anything about me and Smalls, we love the big 90s logos. And the font is very Jurassic Park-esque, you know, with Raptors right across there, but it still kept the numbers up there. Toronto, typically not a purple and red team. They ended up keeping a little bit of purple when they went into the 2000s. They had purple jerseys, and they kept just like the words of Toronto and/or Raptors on there as alternate jerseys. But this was like their main look for a while. They had these in white, purple, and black, and the purple was one that I know a lot of people fought against, but I think it's a hard look. This was in the Vince Carter era, obviously, and this was when he was balling out for them. He kind of put these guys on the map. But this I think reminds me of when I was a little kid and I was getting into basketball. This is nostalgic for me, and I get why a lot of people don't like it. Even the font of the numbers, you know, it looks almost kiddish to me, but maybe that's why I resonate with it so much. Was from when I was a kid, was when I watched these. But this is one of my top 5 favorite NBA jerseys of all time. I love this. I hope to get one someday. This is one of the best kits out there, and I get why people don't like it because it almost seems disorganized, but I love it.
If you don't like these, fuck you. That's all I have to say. Like, these are awesome. Come on, like, how do you not like these? Like, when you see this, you think Vince Carter. It's like the Utah Jazz. When you see the old Utah Jazz jerseys from the 90s, you think of John Stockton and Karl Malone. Like, you
Absolutely.
just do. And like, this became so much more than just the jersey because Vince Carter was wearing it. Like, this guy
Exactly.
was just a phenom. And I guess like the stripes, the little weird pinstripes, I get it. Not the best. If they didn't have that though, I think these would be perfect. Like, the purple on this just hits. I don't know what it is. It just hits.
In the red of the Raptor, ironically, I feel like just it goes well.
Yeah.
You know, like, I feel like it fits. And I mean, you know, we have talked about this. We will go nuts over old logos like that.
Yeah.
And I love it. And I love that it takes up so much of the body of the jersey too. Like, I love that they were like, you know what, fuck it, make it huge.
Yeah.
And that they have it like dribbling a basketball. It fits the theme. It's not just a picture of an animal on there. You know what I mean? I mean, they souped it up to fit the sport, and especially Toronto was a newer franchise at that time. I think that this was the best way to go about it, and these are easily one of my favorites all time.
These are sick. Like, these are odd. I don't know how someone doesn't like these. Like, back in the day, sure. Like, just like a lot of jerseys that came back then. I get why people didn't like them then. How do you look at this now and not be like, this is awesome? This is the NBA, dude. Like, this was the look. And like, it fits the time. That's the thing. It fits the time. So I don't know how someone doesn't. And like, I didn't even talk about the font. The font also awesome. Like,
it fits the jersey. You know what I feel like? Out of any like if they put a different font on there, it could have messed up the entire look of the jersey.
Yeah.
They did it right. They did everything right with it.
Yeah. All right, let's go to
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Number one on the board, baby.
The legend. So, I feel like this has come up a few times on the show.
Too many.
But I'm glad I can finally feature it as a pick. 1999 was a wild year in the MLB. I'm going to give you a little backstory. This started in 97. Seattle Mariners, they had this brilliant idea. What would baseball look like in 30 years in the kingdom? And they came out with these wild-looking jerseys that were just so absurd. But for some fucking reason, the rest of the MLB picked it up. In the next 2 years, they had literally a turn ahead the clock night. And these masterpieces were what came out of it.
There is not a jersey that brings me more joy, dude. This is the perfect pick. This epitomizes jerseys so bad they're actually good.
Like, this is just it. I have tears of joy when I look at these. Like, these are just so good. Dude.
The vertical numbers, okay?
Yes.
The vertical numbers and then the sideways vertical last name on the jersey. Like, I have to read like this and then turn my head to read the name, and then on the front is just a fat pirate head, and then with like the yellow bandana, which is different from like the typical Pirates logo look, on this red, McDonald's Happy Meal special jersey that they decided to pump out. In the pinstripe pants, why not just have white pants? Why not have white pants instead of gray, black pinstriped pants with these absurd jerseys? But it's one of those things that I'm like, this is like sensory overload. This is ridiculous, but I love it. I love it.
Dude, because think about it. Everyone in 99 was worried about Y2K, right? This impending disaster that didn't amount to anything.
Chris Jericho, Y2K.
But in reality, this was the disaster that happened in 1999.
This was Armageddon. This was the worst thing that could happen.
Dude, these are just they're. Do you really think that we're trending anywhere towards this? Like, we're almost at 30 years. We're coming up on 30 years pretty soon. Do you think
how
trending...
far do we got to turn ahead that clock? How far? Because we're getting pretty damn close, dude, I feel like.
Dude, the vest is like the best part. The fact that they made the vest so wide in the shoulder. Because, you know what it makes me think of? It makes me think of, like, one of those... like sci-fi channel original movies about space pirates. Like, these are just so bad. And dude, this is the worst Pirates logo out there. They picked the worst one to blow up, and it looks like cheese pizza with burnt pepperoni on it with the fucking
Oh man.
Dude, these are they're perfect. I tried to find these online. You can't. The closest one they don't have names on the back, and they're $250 or more. You can't find these now.
So two things. One, they took Patchy the Pirate, the live action dude from SpongeBob's face, and turned it into the Pirates logo and blew it up and put a slice of burnt pizza on his head. Second of all, if you look up worst MLB jerseys of all time, nothing specific, right? Don't put in any teams or any era or any year or anything like that. These are the first images that pop up. People hate these fucking more than anybody else's turn ahead the clock. People loathe these jerseys, but this has such a soft spot for me in Smalls, dude. Like, I love it. I absolutely love it.
All right. First result. This is the first.
I told you, bro. I told you.
Oh my god, these are perfect. And the fact that it's so rare. They wore these like one time. I couldn't even find. I wanted to find the highlights to put in here just to see.
We gotta bring them back.
I can't. Well, and that's the thing. If the MLB doesn't bring these back in 2029, they're fucking doing it wrong.
Yeah, they should have in 2019, 20 years, but is what it, and what the hell else do we have to lose? We suck. Yeah. We could do something like this,
Yeah, dude.
Generate some more revenue.
Dude, if you're out there and you know where to find one of these, please, for the love of God, send
DM us for the love of Christ. If you love your children and want to protect them, let me know if you find these.
Oh no, but this is what the vault is all about. Like, these are
to a T.
So fucking ridiculous. These are great. The yellow undershirt too, just fucking all time. Like, I don't get it. Like
the layers.
Oh, good God. Okay.
This is Jersey lasagna, and it is awesome, dude. This is it's what it is, man. And I'll tell you what, I'm eating it up. It is awesome.
Holy shit, I'm writing that down. That's a fucking clip. All right, so we do have some honorable mentions. I want to throw a few more. I got another one of these turn ahead the clock jerseys.
Dude, these were both mine. These were both my HMs too.
Dude, these are awesome. I actually had a buddy of mine that I worked with them. I actually never worked directly with him, but I knew him from work. He moved out to Denver for work, and he saw that, he saw our show on Facebook and stuff, and he texted me. He's like, "You gotta throw these on." I haven't had an opportunity until now to put this on the screen. Like, this is a submission for the ages. The Rockies turn ahead the clock jersey. It's like the Pirate, not quite as bad, but like still awesome. I love the purple. Anytime we throw, I'm a sucker for purple, obviously, but like anytime you throw a purple on a jersey, I'm in. But like, it's still just so ridiculous. It's clip art logo blown up. And
mountains coming out the balls all the way up to your chest. It is something for the ages, man. That turn ahead the clock here, we might have to do a whole episode on that, because this was ridiculous. And then for these Islanders jerseys, you got the Gordon's Fisherman fish stick guy above the word Islanders, and I'll tell you what, he can fry me up some fish sticks any day, Kanye West, because these kind of go hard, dude. I kind of like the navy and the orange and the blue all meshed together, like on the ice, and I got to watch them playing these a couple times. Kind of cold.
Well, it's a throwback logo. Like, the Fisherman was just a wild pick, but like, dude, it just kind of fucking works. I don't know. Like, are they ridiculous? Yes. But
absolutely.
But
I'm tired of looking at that stupid NY with the undercut. This is good. This is a good mix it up. I get especially why New Yorkers hate these, but I dig them.
Dude.
I really do.
I don't know. So, like, this is going to be a weird tangent, but one of my favorite things to do is watch fucking terrible horror movies. This reminds me of, like, they made it in the 90s. It's Friday the 13th, like 8 or 9 or some shit. Jason Takes New York, and like, he comes out of the water, like, he literally like revives out of the water. That's exactly what this makes me think of, bro. Like, no joke.
Oh my God, he just
Oh fuck, dude.
These are great.
There were so many of them out there. Actually, speaking of, I don't know if I should say this or not. I'm just gonna show it. These turn ahead the clock ones are also all time the Royals.
Oh my God, I never saw these.
Dude, it's bad. It's bad.
Why would they do that to themselves? Why would they do that?
Oh man. All right. Penny, this has been a good one. It's been a short one, but it's been a good one, dude.
Hey, I've been having fun, man. It's good stuff, and good vibes, good news, good stuff all the way around today. I hope that you guys at home, or wherever you may be watching the show, got a kick out of it. And one thing that we want to open up as well, let the Thoughts from the Bench page know, or either one of us, if you know us personally, give us some topic ideas you want to see come up soon. Be interactive. We love being able to interact with guys. Keep the submissions coming in, and because me and Smalls are going to be here BSing with each other every week anyway, so we love the feedback.
Yeah, no, like I say it every week, this is my favorite part of the week. Like,
yes, sir. Me too, man.
Dude, I just have so much, and this has been a topic that like I said, this was the first one we did, and it will never be seen by the public because like you literally only see Benny's face. What's funny is the screen that I was sharing at the beginning of that episode, and I didn't realize this, but it wasn't recording on like the software that we normally would show this on. Like what the screen you're seeing now is what I was trying to do, and what was actually on the Zoom recording was literally me sharing my screen with Benny in the top corner, and it's just how to share your screen in Zoom on Google.
Oh, that's awesome.
So like we've come a long way, but like yeah, dude, it's favorite part of my week, and this topic slapped. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. So Benny, cheers, brother. It's been another great
cheers,
week.
Big guy.
Let's go. Alright guys, this has been the Vault Weekly Show, where we take a look back at some of the best and worst sports jerseys of all time. Benny, happy Cinco de Mayo, brother. Drink some cervezas for me.
Ole, pal, you too.
Alright, see you guys.